I have spastic diplegia, a form of cerebral palsy. What's interesting is because I was adopted and I spent some time in foster care, even though I was adopted by my foster family, I wasn't diagnosed with CP until about 9 months old because my adoptive mother has a lot of other kids, and she was telling the doctor, there's something wrong. I have other kids. She's not hitting these milestones. I always found that surprising. I mean, my day-to-day is very much, I think, routine. I have a husband, I have 2 cats, I like to travel and play word games and read. So I'm very fortunate. And my day-to-day is a lot about, going to work. And I've always loved my job, so I've always done my job and then other things as well, like student council, book club, et cetera, et cetera. So I guess a typical day would be centered around work, unless obviously it's a weekend and it's focused around my husband, and relaxing. I've always found challenging is that I don't see a lot of people like me in my day-to-day. Yes, it's just a fluke that there are a couple of people with disabilities that I have worked with for several years. But, when I go to the store, I always wonder, where are the other people that look more like me? I mean, it's still interesting that occasionally you'll see somebody in a wheelchair. Even more occasionally, I'll see somebody on some type of crutch. So that's always surprised me, because I figured there have to be a lot of people like me around, just statistically, with a certain level of ability, but I don't see it day to day. Even if you start with access to resources, I have to find a person to make my crutches. Or even if I wanted to get another pair, you have to find someone who's going to be able to get you the crutches or build them for you. And then what's also like a smaller thing, but it does create some stress, is crutch tips. And it's going to sound silly, but because they're just obviously a small tool, but they're a huge part of the way I use my crutches. And over the years, it's gotten more difficult to find them. So, I mean, that's a frustration because, I have to pay out of my own pocket a significant amount. Now, of course, I do it because it's my livelihood, it's my health, but I've often been frustrated by the fact that insurance companies are so focused on saving money and just getting you, quote unquote, better and off of the service. And I think it's a short-sighted view, but it's going to be interesting to me as well as people age. One of the things is because I've taught young children between the ages of 7 and 11 for so long, what I know is they know now on a more basic level, without even thinking about it, that you shouldn't assume that somebody can't do something because their gait is awkward or they use crutches. And that's what I wish was more prevalent. Because again, I'm going to be 57 years old in the summer, and I still get told I'm courageous and I'm awesome, and can I give you a round of applause? Can I pray for you? And again, it's all well-meaning, but I wish that people understood, you can give me credit, you can think it's impressive, but can we also just come to a point where we expect people to do the best that they can, regardless of their circumstances? I want to live in a world where I don't have to get extra credit for getting up in the morning, and that's what I wish more people just understood. People can have empathy without necessarily having sympathy, and I could be in more places where I could feel just it's okay to be honest if somebody asks, or if I'm having a hard day, without first having to think about, am I going to be upsetting this person because I'm going to be reminding them that I have a disability and they don't. I don't want them to feel bad. I mean, that's the thing too about having a disability, that at times is exhausting, which somebody would never think about. You would think that the physical limitations and obstacles are what's most draining. But a lot of the times, that's what I'm used to. It's more the emotional aspect of it that can be more draining sometimes than the physical.